Yeah, good morning everyone.
Morning, ma'am.
Yeah, in previous lesson we discussed about, we are into the lesson of Women Protection Acts. In that we discussed various points about child marriages, protection of prohibition of child marriages, protection a child from sexual harassment, and also immoral trafficking of the people into illegal activities. The act was made, the amendment was made in the year 1956, how to protect the children here. And here one point I forgot to inform you, I'm sorry for that. Just I want to mention very clearly, as we discussed about the prostitution, the brothel house, the women who are forcefully throwing into sexual harassment without their interest, without their loyalty, the women, those who are going under pressure for doing such things, that the owner of that prostitution house also will be keep in prison for 2 to 3 years, and at the same time the penalty of 10,000 rupees should be paid in the court of law. So this one point I forgot to mention. Now I explained, so please remember this point. Okay, now under Women Protection Act, already we discussed about the domestic violence. What it is?
Domestic violence.
Domestic violence. Sometimes what happens, the parents also will misbehave with us sometimes. If our behavior is not in a proper way, if we are wasting our time, if we are wasting the money, if we are not listening properly to our parents, maybe parents also will be punished, but it is not a minor issue to consider. It's a common problem where in each and every family, where every day, one day or the other, one house or the other, somehow or the other, this kind of situation, misperceptions will comes under the category. If parents are punishing their own children, it's not a major issue. Okay, so that should not be taken into consideration. But when point comes to domestic violence, here the people, the women is pressurized because, as I said, the dowry, if she did not bring dowry as per their, according to their expectations, they are going to be teased. Sometimes they are going to be beaten by their family members, like father-in-law, mother-in-law, and her own husband, not bringing certain amount in the form of dowry according to their expectations. And sometimes they are rudely behaving with that lady also. Okay, women also, because the one and only reason, only because of the dowry, she is going to be teased, she is going to be under pressure, and sometimes what her family members will do, forcefully, she comes under mental pressure. They'll beat her, they'll tease her, they'll badly scold her, and they'll abuse her like anything by using unparliamentary language. They'll scold her and her parents and the entire family. Okay, so probably that women will comes under mental pressure, and these people will make her to commit suicide also. Sometimes most of the people were killed by her own family members also, only because of dowry. Only because of dowry. What is the meaning of dowry? What is the meaning of dowry? In Telugu we can call it as Varakatnam. Why today class is looking so dull and silent? Are you listening what I am saying?
Yes.
Yeah, please. So please give me answers. What is the meaning of dowry?
Varakatnam.
Varakatnam. What is dowry at last?
Uh, when we are going to marriage,
Hmm.
the bride parents are giving some money.
Some money. Okay. So if any girl child is getting married, so to bridegroom, bride's father is giving some amount in the form of dowry, which is called as dowry, which is against the law, here. See, if father wants to give anything to his daughter, that is his wish. According to his economic status. What is the meaning of economic status here? Economic status means nothing but
Rich or poor.
rich or poor. So, according to his family condition, according to his financial status, the father will give certain amount in the form of money or in the form of clothes or in the form of gold or in the form of any other land. This is all according to his status. But some people, they'll demand like anything with bride's father, which is beyond his capacity, which is beyond his capacity. If father is giving happily whatever he wants to give to his father, to his daughter and his son-in-law. Son-in-law means what? Alludu. వాళ్ళ అమ్మాయిని చేసుకోబోయే అబ్బాయిని అల్లుడు అంటారు, సన్ ఇన్ లా. ఓకే, సో when father is interested to give certain amount or gold or land or whatever it is according to his convenience, happily they have to take, because his wish is to give something to his daughter. That is not an issue. If bridegrooms, that is men's parents, if they are forcing bride's father to give more than that, if they'll torture the bride's parents to demand to give money or property or whatever it is, that will be a biggest crime according to the Constitution of India and according to the law.
Okay.
Did you understand what I said?
Yes.
So here the bride's father means the baby girl, the woman who is going to marry. If her father wish to give something to to his daughter, that is his wish. It's not an issue. If bridegroom's parents are demanding bride's father to give more than that, if it is going beyond his financial status, he cannot afford. Suppose, take for example, bride's father wants to give only 2 lakhs, not more than that, 15 tulas gold or 100 yards of plot he wants to give. Okay, because he earned according to his capacity. And once if he performs his daughter's marriage, rest of the children also there, where he has to survive, where he has to manage. Okay, he has to look after not only about one child. If a father is having 4 children or 2 children at least, he has to think about 2 children but not only about one child. Okay,
Okay, but I have one doubt, ma'am.
Yeah.
Present nowadays situation, the bride will demands some money, like
Bridegroom will demand.
bride will demand some money from grooms. For why? That is not under
No. Actually here what happens, dowry is giving a crime. Okay, taking is a crime. When we are taking that as a crime, the person who is taking dowry, when we are considering it as a crime, the giving person is also will be called as a victim. If you won't give, I won't take. Okay, why this vice versa situation is coming? If A is supposed to give, is interested to give, then only B is ready to take.
Yes.
Okay, so A is giving chance to person B to demand more than that. So here whose mistake is here? Person A or person B? Person A's mistake. If anyone is coming forward to give bribe or dowry, the first and foremost important person, who is the person who wants to give first. So he is a victim there. He is doing crime and he is asking one more person to go with the same crime. So in such scenario, both are considered as victims. Both are considered as victims. Now the doubt which you asked, suppose, take for example, we are talking about domestic violence. So here, under domestic violence, they will be teased a lady. She will be tortured like anything. She will be beaten by her own family members. Okay. She will be scolded for known and unknown things. She will be abused very badly. Abused means what? She will be scolded with bad words. She will be abused very badly by her own her husband and family members, rest of the family members. Okay. Sometimes they will be killed also. Sometimes she will be killed by her own family members, and sometimes they will kill that lady, and finally they want to prove it as a she committed suicide because of an health issue. Because of some health issue, she committed suicide. Not to come in front of the crime, not to prove themselves as a victims. What they will do? They'll only hang that lady, and finally they'll try to create that she herself committed a suicide. Okay, so if luckily the case that women will be out of the risk, out of that house, and when she will file a case against bridegroom's family, then the court of law, after making all the proofs, after listening all the arguments from both the sides, when they come to know, see, court చట్టానికి కళ్ళు లేవు అంటారు. Court doesn't have eyes, only ears are there. So sometimes it may good, sometimes it may bad. Okay, so court will listen the arguments, but it cannot see any evidence or whatever. Evidence means what? Proof. Saksham antam chudandi, that is called as evidence. What is the meaning of evidence?
Proof.
In other words, we can call it as proof. Proof. Suppose, take for example, I filed a case against you. Is there any proof by stating that you committed a mistake? You, what can I say? You came to my house and you spoiled all my furniture and you killed one of my pet dogs, this and that. I'll file one case against you. Simply filing case against a person is not enough. We have to submit all the proofs, evidence, nothing but. We have to prove. If you are going against with any person to a police station, try to go along with the proofs. Then only you will be excused and your file will be, your FIR will be accepted. Unless and until without any proofs, if you want to take any person into court of law, that will not be considered. Or else some people, what they will do, even there are no proofs, they'll try to create the proofs. Then and there itself, to protect themselves, they'll create certain proofs against that person and they want to present in the court of law. Okay, what is the responsibility of the court here? Whether it is correct or not, to identify. Okay, so what court will do? They will pass some orders to the certain people like investigation department, police department, try to know whether all these proofs are correct or not. Which was, petitioner was filed against the case, this person, try to get into detail whether all those proofs are correct or not. So that is the responsibility given to certain department. What the department will do? The department has to do their responsibility or duty very genuinely without taking any bribe from this person. What this person will do? To escape from forthcoming, he knows very well that whatever the proofs he submitted in the court of law, everything are wrong. So to make himself to protect, what he will do? He wants to give some money to the investigation department to create some more proof against you. I'll give some money to the police department, investigation department. Why? I want to escape from the situation. I want to throw you in besides the bars of the jail. That is my intention. So what I'll do? I'll give some money in the form of bribe to the police department. There they will change all the proofs and they'll submit in the court of law. What I said, court will listen only the arguments. The investigation department, whatever they submitted, court will listen and finally they'll pass the judgment. Here, who will be the benefit holder and who will be the sufferer? Person A will be the benefit holder and you will be the sufferer. For not doing any kind of mistake also, you will be punished very badly without any genuine reason. Okay, So here also, these are all regular activities will happen in the society wherever you go. Wherever you go. So many cases are in pending, even till date also, till today also. One case, if any case is going to court, it will take half of your life to get the final judgment. So year after year, hearing will be changed, dates will announced by the court, and bringing all the collecting all the certain investigations or proofs, it will take some time. In between, some manipulations will done by the people, okay, opposite people. So many things will happen. Here, the point which you raised that I want to mention very clearly, as I said, the women is badly accused and abused and scolded and punished, beaten by her own family members. Somehow or the other, she will be out of the family, and she will submit a case, file a case against her own husband, and total family will be present in the court of law. So what court will do? Again, to know whether it is good or not, just to know from both the sides which is what is good and what is bad, which is correct and which is incorrect. After coming to know all the arguments and judgments, finally the court will say that yes, the women who filed the case against bridegroom's family, each and every point is correct, and she will be harassed by her own family members like anything. So in return, what they have to do? Bridegroom's her husband and husband's parents has to give whatever the money they took at the time of marriage from bride's father. In addition to that, extra amount also should be given to the bride, because once I got married, my mama kept my hand into other person. Till the last breath of my life, it is the responsibility to look after me and my choices, my convenience, everything. By whom? By my husband, until the last breath of my life. All of a sudden, that relation was broken by us only due to various reasons. Due to various reasons. So who will held responsible for that? Till I have even children also, I don't have any job. How to survive myself and my children? So always court will give children to mother itself, because mother is the only one person who is there to look after very carefully about her own children. Okay, so always court will give children to mother itself. After coming to a certain stage, after crossing 18 years, that child, they themselves is having a right to even go and meet his father or her father. Now the family is on the road. Who will look after? Father doesn't have money. So something or the other, I want money to survive my family or to run my children, to give education to my children. So in return, what court will announce? Till the last breath of her life, husband has to give certain amount. Telugu, one word is there. I forgot. Compensation. In English, compensation it will call. But in Telugu, some word is there, particular word. Later I'll tell you. In the form of compensation, he has to manage the total family until the last breath of their life. So that is the condition.
In Telugu, Bharanam.
Bharanam, right. Very good. Okay. So the court of law will give the judgment to that person to give a compensation to that lady to survive her family and to survive herself, which is called as compensation. Monthly inta income ivvali ani court decide chestundi. If he annoys, if he denies the judgment which was given by the court of law, he will be punished equally. He and his own family members, all family members are punished equally in the court of law. So this is what is your doubt. This is on. Now I think you got clarity. Okay. So in return, here if any situation has come in front of bride where she suffered a lot with the bridegroom's parents or her family, definitely that person has to pay some amount in the form of compensation, okay, which is very, very important. So this is kind of what called as compensation to a girl. But dowry, somehow or the other, we have to avoid this dowry system completely from the society. How and when and where? That sense should be come from whom? It should come from us only. Once again, I am telling you, if bride's father wants to give on his own interest to her daughter, that is not an issue. If anybody is forcefully demanding bride's father beyond their financial status, it comes under the demanding of dowry, and such family and such persons will be punished in the court of law. So no one is having any right to go against the law. If any rule, see, even our parents also sometimes they'll punish us. It's not a major issue, and it should not be taken into consideration like a major issue. It's just a small, because they want to make us alert. They want to warn us not to face any kind of unknown situation further. So they'll punish. They'll have a right. They gave birth to us. Okay. They won't beat very rudely. Okay, they won't beat very rudely. Sometimes or the other, even I slapped my own child. It's not a crime. Okay. So we have to, if any person is taking a dowry, that person is called as victim. At the same time, equally, he also will be punished who is giving dowry to the other person.
Okay.
So giving and taking process both are going on. So in such scenario, when taking person is called as victim, ultimately the person who is giving bribe or dowry, that person also will be called as victim, and he also will be punished. Okay. So in the next chapter, let us next session, let us continue with the prohibition, how to prohibit the domestic violence, and by taking what kind of steps we have to prohibit this domestic violence. Let us continue in the next session.